Hi guys, WQWeng here. Today I'm gonna show you another challenge with Bill. I already made a challenge with Bill that is quite strong, but it is using the new helmet called non-realization. Okay, not everyone has found this helmet, so if you haven't found this helmet, don't worry, you can use my other challenge with Bill, which is this one. Okay, let's just dive into this build. This build is all about using the most powerful monk skills in terms of damage. Okay, we are using Wave of Light, Seven-Sided Strike, Cyclone Strike, all these generating insane amount of damage, and we are gonna buff all these skills with Inner Sanctuary. When I say buff, it is because I'm using a helmet called Empathys Blessing. This helmet enable my Inner Sanctuary to increase all damage done by me and my allies if I'm playing together with someone else by 35%. It is a 35% damage increase. So when you trigger Inner Sanctuary, every other skill that you place inside this circle will get buffed by 35%. So other synergy between skill and legendary, it is Cyclone Strike used together with Stone Spirit, which gonna generate a powerful tornado that continuously damage all nearby enemies. And I'm using Seven-Sided Strike combined with the main hand Spirit Reach, which gonna place a runic circle on the ground, and it's gonna damage all nearby enemies. And I'm using Wave of Light combined with Radiant Sun Shoulder, and it's also gonna summon an Echo Bell that inflicts continuous damage on all nearby enemies. So you want to put all these three skills inside your Inner Sanctuary, so they all get the 35% buff. I know you cannot have Inner Sanctuary up at all time, so you will have to use these skills sometime without having Inner Sanctuary up. It's okay. And my leg, I'm using Path of the Storm. And why I'm using this one? Because if you are pushing for high challenge rift, you want to take less damage, especially on boss fight. You want to take less damage. You already take less damage when you are using Inner Sanctuary, because it's gonna reduce all damage taken by 50%. And then if you pop your Cyclone Strike, it's increased by another 20%, so 70% less damage taken. It's huge when you fight bosses. And then lastly, my offhand is increasing the duration of my Inner Sanctuary. You want this 35% buff available as long as possible. In terms of my set items, I'm using 4 pieces of V2. Let me show. 4 pieces of V2 to get that attack speed increase. This is all focusing on killing the boss faster, because monk struggle most at boss kills. So I'm using 4 pieces of V2 to increase my attack speed on my primary skill, and then I'm gonna increase the duration of beneficial effect by 30%, so my inner sanctuary. Okay, and I'm using 2 pieces of shell bass to increase my primary attack damage by 15%. This is also for killing the boss faster. And what else? Okay, I'm gonna then show you what other legendary you can use instead. Okay, if you survive, you can survive, then you can change your leg into, instead of 20% less damage taken, you can change it to this one. Wave of light damage increased by 10%, so you do more damage with your wave of light. I don't see any other better option than this one. Okay, but I recommend Path of the Storm if you are really pushing high challenge rift. Okay, and now I started this video saying that I'm using the strongest skill that monk has in terms of damage. It's not quite true, because there's one stronger skill. Let me show you. When you go into skills, you click on your skills here, Weight of Light, it shows you at my level I'm doing 28k damage in over 4 seconds with my Wave of Light, and then you need to add that another 8% from my charm. And then whenever I use 7-sided strike, I'm doing around 34k damage over 4 seconds, and I buff that again with my charm by 4%. When the strongest right now is Cyclone Strike, 44k damage over 6 seconds. Okay, but there's one skill that is stronger than this. You want to swap out 7-sided strike, because you cannot swap out Weight of Light. It's not possible, because the shoulder you need. And if you swap out this 7-sided strike, which doing 34k over 4 seconds, with Shield of Sin, and you change your offhand, your main hand, to Fires of Peace, then your Shield of Sin doing damage instead of shielding you. Okay, it doesn't gonna shield you anymore, but it's gonna do damage instead. So let's go in to our skill again. Before, 7-sided strike was doing 34k, right? Look how much Shield of Sin is doing. 45k over 5 seconds. It is stronger, but you are more. You cannot kite the mobs anymore, because all other, like Cyclone Strike, I just put it down. 7-sided strike, I just put it down, and also the bell in one place, and I inside the inner sanctuary, and I can kite the mobs. But with Shield of Sin, I cannot do it, because Shield of Sin is around my character. I'm doing this beam for over 5 seconds and doing the damage. So you need to get close to the mob, and this way you are more likely to die. And this is the reason I'm not using Shield of Sin. Okay? But have in mind, you have a skill that is stronger. So I'm gonna change back to 7-sided strike, and I'm gonna change my main hand back to Spirit Reach. Okay? And let's talk about Paragon. You want to use Vanquisher for the most damage output. And let's go over the gems. I'm using the gem setup is quite like my other Challenge Rift build. So Blessing of Worthy, Bloodsoul Jade, Echoing Shade, Seeping Bile, Swanson's Hunting, and Bottle of Hope, which you are proccing with your Inner Sanctuary. Okay? Now I'm gonna provide some gameplay so you can see how strong this build is. So we're gonna head over to Challenge Rift. Okay, so basically, no, I don't want. Basically, when you doing this, you're gonna put down your Inner Sanctuary, and you're gonna place all your damage skill, and you're gonna kite the mobs around it. Okay. So this is the gameplay. Let's go. Let's go and do. I'm gonna talk while I'm playing, so I'm gonna not push for the highest. I'm gonna do 150, just to show you how this rift, this build works. Okay. So let's jump into 150, and let me show you some gameplay of this. Not the best map for this, but we carry on. Okay, mob type is also bad. I don't like the succubus. These succubuses, those are doing insane amount of damage and can one-shot you sometimes. Okay, now we are closing a blue pack. Okay, so blue pack, easy. Look the bad damage I'm gonna do to this blue pack here. Put down Innocent, put down everything else. Look, it's just melting. Look, dead already. Oh, succubus. See how easy it is to kill a blue pack. And you can wait for your Inner Sanctuary to cool down, but you can also doing some damage in the meanwhile. Right? Then when your Inner Sanctuary cooldown is ready, you can put it down. Oh. Yeah, the succubus. You don't want to do this kind of mob type. It's really bad. Alright. So but we're gonna do it anyway. We are unlucky that I have to show you this build in a bad rift, right? But it is. Oh shit, blocked. And succubus.
My strength returns.
Yeah. Nothing to do about this. Look at these. Succubus is insane. Have always been. Even in D3, we all gonna skip those succubuses. You want to use your primary skill to, if you get walled in or something, you can dash out of it.
I am injured.
Ah, succubus again. Fuck it. So you see that the elite packs dying really fast, right? You see? Let me show you the progression, right? So if you can find a better mob type, right, then it's really easy. You want to kite the mobs into your circle. Like this, right? And let's see if there's enough mobs to spawn the boss. Not really. I have a shrine up there. I have seen that. I know. I'm gonna take it when I spawn the boss, okay? Okay. We spawn the boss. And we're gonna take this Francis Joy. And we're gonna damage the boss. And you see the damage attack speed from my 4 set of V2. And now I have my inner sentry up. Now I'm gonna do insane damage to the boss. Look, with everything up, and you want to stand in your circle as well. Okay, so that's how it is done, right? Alright guys, if you like my videos, please consider subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will help me insanely, more than you know. And please come and support me at Twitch. See you guys at my stream, okay? Have fun with this build.